fairly well. They don't necessarily compare us to Spain explicitly, but they do say, you know, our banks are solid, our economy is okay, we're not doing amazingly great, but Canada's doing okay. I say, yeah, I think you're right. But then I ask them the second question. Through these tough economic times, these difficult past few years, how are you doing? How's your family doing? How's your job? How's your community? And then people say, yeah, you know, it's been tough. People have the sense that the country's doing well, but maybe we're not doing so well as individual Canadians, as hard-working Canadians, as pensioners, as young people looking for the future. And that actually is borne out by the numbers. Do you know, over the past 30 years, Canada's economy has grown over 100%. We've more than doubled in size, which is a good thing. But over those same 30 years, median family income in this country, average middle-class incomes, have increased by only 13%. And that matters. Because when revenues are stalled and costs keep going up, as they always do, we get what we have right now, which is increasing personal and household debt. And that leads to a level of uncertainty that makes us worry about the very premise of this country. That this is one of those places where we can look beyond divisions and know that there's enough success out there for me and for my neighbors and for the family down the street and for those people on the other side of the country. And we now begin to worry that maybe we've come to the end of what was by all accounts a good run, but maybe we just don't have the opportunity and the prosperity to be built in the future. Well, I don't believe that. Canadians have always been able to step up. But I'll tell you what won't work. The way we managed to tackle our problems in the past, the way we were able to define ourselves as fighters, as we stand here tonight in the Legion Hall. We have to remember that, I mean, for all people talk about Canadians as polite, peaceful people, and we are. We have to remember that we didn't get to contribute to the creation of the UN peacekeepers on the basis of our politeness. We did it because in the trenches of World War I, in the beaches of World War II, men and women, like the people on the walls of this legion, fought like lions and defined and earned our place on the world stage as a country that was willing to stand up for its values. Was willing to face down global challenges and meet them head on. Was always, always ready to fight above its weight class and make its mark. And over the past years, the politics of regionalism and division has got us into the mindset of accepting, to put our heads in the sand and hope the challenges of the world pass us by. To see the challenges we're facing as structural and the stalling of middle class as just a fact of life because, you know, they're seeing it all around the world. Again, that's not good enough. Canadians are, and are descendants of, people who built an extraordinary country in this vast and empty land. People who knew what it was to roll up our sleeves and get to work, and always dream big of a better world for ourselves, but mostly for our kids and grandkids. And what I see right across the country is more now than ever before, Canadians don't believe that politics is a useful tool to achieving those big collective dreams for ourselves. I mean, there's still a very strong sense of citizenship in Canada. Citizenship, of course, being that thing that is more than just voting or paying your taxes or obeying the law. Citizenship is about feeling connected to the community that you are part of and contribute to with your work, with your spare time, with your dreams, with the way you choose to raise your kids. Citizenship is a sense of connection to the world that you shape with every single day, with every single action. And Canadians continue to be extraordinary citizens as we're active in community organizations and local charities, as we take position on big issues of global conflict and concerns, whether it be climate change or peace in the Middle East, or worries about conflicts and human rights. We are all very aware of our position of responsibility simply because we are lucky enough to be Canadians. But politics has ceased to be a meaningful way for ordinary citizens to help shape their community and their world, particularly politics that happens down the road from you in the House of Commons. And that's what we have to turn around. And what I've seen over the past 6 months and what I've continued to see as I get out and across the country is people who want to believe that politics can matter once again. Can be a place where we talk about big words like vision and a long-term plan and robust, meaningful solutions that will have an impact on the next generation. But we've grown cynical, and we're not sure that's possible anymore. And collectively, as Canadians, we've begun to despair. And that's why over the past 6 months of this leadership, and into my 3 weeks as leader of the Liberal Party of Canada now, I have seen people responding incredibly positively to the idea not that we're going to bring in all the answers, but that the Liberal Party of Canada is once again going to ask Canadians to help us build those solutions. The Liberal Party of Canada likes to pat itself on the back and say, well, you know, Medicare, that was us. Old age security, that was us. Staying out of Iraq, that was us. Balancing the budget, that was us. The Constitution, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, us. No. The Liberal Party of Canada didn't create those things. Canadians brought those things in, and we were collectively, as Canadians, lucky enough to have a vehicle in the Liberal Party of Canada to reach those goals and to build those things. And that's what we need to do once again. So over the coming months and years, the Liberal Party will be rebuilding from the ground up. One member, one supporter at a time, one idea, one solution at a time. We will pull together and once again respond to the challenges of our time with solutions from the future, from the coming years and challenges that we know we're facing. Instead of looking back, we will look relentlessly forward, optimistically, and know that no one person can have all the solutions, but together, Canadians do. And that sense of trust we have to rebuild doesn't come from convincing Canadians to once again trust politicians, but from convincing Canadians that there are politicians who trust them. And that's where many of the things that I put forward, from open nominations in every single riding, to freer votes in the House of Commons, to an enablement and an encouraging of voices from the grassroots to feed in, to dictate, to shape the kind of policy platform we need, is all about once again doing what we need to demonstrate that we trust Canadians to be part of the solution. That we trust Canadians to once again build a better future for this country. That's the work we have ahead of us. And it starts in community halls like this right across the country, where people come together and say, you know what, I'm tired of being cynical. I'm tired of voting against. I'm tired of picking the least worst of the options out there. I want to be part of voting for a vision and a platform that I helped create, for a set of solutions that doesn't spend its time debasing or degrading anyone else, but selling its own solutions and selling its own platform, and talking about the kinds of challenges, yes, we have to face, but yes, we can solve. This is what we have to do together. This is the work that we've let slide collectively as citizens towards politics for too many years. And this is why it is so deeply encouraging and inspiring to me personally to see how many of you came out tonight in a beautiful evening in Renfrew when the barbecues are no doubt calling, and the idea of sitting on the back porch watching the sunset instead of sitting in an air-conditioned hall must be very fetching. But I know that each and every one of you knows we can do better, knows we can build a better set of solutions, and knows that we will do it all together once again. Merci beaucoup, les amis. Thank you very, very much for being here tonight.